Hey guys, so I'm going to show you how to make a super simple do-it-yourself air conditioner that won't cost you any money. This is totally free. And what it is it just uses very simple principles, but there's a couple of magic solutions you need to put together to make it work. It really does work like magic. So it's currently 82 degrees outside. I have a remote sensor outdoors, so it's 82. And here inside of my work shed, it's 71 degrees. And I'll try to get that a little bit closer so you can see it. We'll zoom into it there. And so this is really easy to use. You're just going to need any type of fan. I'm going to show you how to put it together. And there's a quick change method you can do each time you need to refresh the cooling agent for any one of these fans. So let's get started on making a super simple air conditioner that won't cost you anything above what you have already invested in a fan. Now, as long as you have just one of these items, you can make this work. Any type of cotton rope, bread ties, an S-hook, paper clips, picture hangers, or zip ties. Any one of these, you don't have to have all of them, just one out of these is going to make this work perfectly with your fan. The rope is a little bit different because we're using something more specific, but these all kind of have the same principle. So let me show you how to use any one of those. Now I've got here just a desk fan like this. It's kind of old, but it works great. Or I have this newer standing floor fan. So if you have something like this, there's a very specific way to make it work, but there's going to be a couple of rules you need to follow to make this as safe as possible, and another rule you need to do to make sure it's not turning into a complete mess through natural aspiration of our cooling agent. Now, one thing you probably need to have is either you need to have a GFI plug to plug your fan into, just for safety, to make sure that nothing unusual happens in case you have any type of moisture related issue. This will kick off and it'll cut the power to your fan off. You can also buy plug-in GFIs. If I can find one at a really good price, I'll put it in the link in the description, as well as the other products that I'm using here. So just remember, one important safety rule is having a GFI, whether you plug it in and it's got a safety mechanism built into it, or one that you have dedicated into the wall. Now, our cooling agent, you can make it for free. Once you finish it with a water bottle, just save it, put it in a storage area, and then when you get ready to make this, you'll have these. And these, you can do any size, like these gallon sizes down to just a normal drinking bottle. But if you happen to have some of these things that you keep in your freezer, whether you're going on a trip, you can use these. There's a very special formula though if you're going to make your own. Let me tell you about that in just one second. Another thing you need to have is these right here, and specifically I'll put a link in the description, but there's a very, very special reason. There's a hole right here in the top of this. Now, they sell these at the store and they'll put them on just a little display rack, and that's why the hole is there. But for us, that's a very special thing, that hole is already there, so we don't have to worry about puncturing it and all of our coolant leaking out. So just remember, this particular brand with a hole in the top is really critical. Now, you can do the same thing with something like this. There's a little bit of finagling you have to do to make this stay in the back side of our fan, and I'm going to show you a way to use this fan where you're using the back to cool and the front to cool, and it can really make a difference. 10, 15, even 20 degrees in your small bedroom, apartment, or something like this, which is just an ordinary work shed. Now, what you're doing with these ice packs is you're going to be attaching them to the back of your fan, whether you're using a paper clip, and I've already got one bent out there, and you can just put that around your fan. You want to make sure that you don't have it too close to the motor, because you don't want any moisture getting into the motor, and that was what could trip your GFI breaker. But you're going to be putting these, depending on the fan size, and I've got some larger fans around the shop in the greenhouse that are quite a bit, that I could probably put anywhere to 5 or 6 of these. But you only want a couple on this size fan because you want to not restrict the airflow too much. The more of these you put on the back, you're going to restrict the airflow and cause the motor to possibly overheat. So just 2 of these on the back would be just fine. I'll show you how to do the water bottle as well. And then with our box fan, I'm going to show you a very specific way to have some massive cooling agent that will last probably anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. So if you're sleeping in a room and you have it running all night, it'll just continually be putting cool air into the room. So if you have a power outage or any type of emergency, that would be the way to go for a longer period of time. But this cools down my workshop quite nicely. As you can see, the temperature I showed you earlier. So I cut the fans off and took everything apart, and our temperature has already risen a couple of degrees once I cut the fan off. So just remember, this does make a huge difference in cooling down whatever size room. Now, this is not going to cool a giant room, but this will cool a small bedroom, a bathroom, somewhere that if you have a power outage or you have some type of emergency, this will make a huge difference in a smaller size room. Now, one reason I forgot to mention this, that you want the little hole there, is you can change these out and keep some in your freezer, and you can use 2 at a time and just keep changing this out, and you'll just keep getting that benefit of the cool air. But just remember that if you attach this permanently, you'll have to cut your zip ties or whatever method you've done to attach this to the back of your fan. So you just want some way to quickly and easily remove these and then bring in another ice pack, put it on the back, and just go back to whatever you're doing. And it's really easy to change them out there. But remember, we don't want to cover up the whole backside. We want to leave plenty of room for air to flow through and not restrict our motor too awful much. Now next, I'm going to talk about the box fan. This one can produce the longest time of cooling versus your smaller ice packs, water bottles. But these, when you fill these up with water, and if it has this type of top on it, there's a very specific reason for that. If it doesn't, you can drill a hole in the cap and put in a zip tie where you can hang it like that. But we're actually using these that already have these easy lift handles. Just going to tie 2 together there. And I'll show you why we're doing that in just a second. And I would recommend on this box fan actually doing 4 of these bottles filled with ice water, frozen in your freezer if you have enough room. And then when you go to do this, you're going to just drape it over the fan. Remember, we don't want to block the flow of the fan too much. So on each side, we're just going to put one over here, one over here. So we actually have 4 water bottles filled to the top, totally frozen. So you keep these in a deep freeze. Something like these are obviously empty right now, but anytime you have an emergency, you can set this up right here. Now there is something that you don't need to forget, is you need to make sure that you put a towel under the fan, because there's going to be a lot of sweating on these bottles, especially if you have a high humidity and there's a lot of moisture in your air. So possibly you wouldn't have to worry so much about it if you live in the desert Southwest, but where I'm at, humidity is just a part of life. So you have one on the front and one on the back. So you have air being pulled through and around this icy bottle here. Same thing on the front side, so you're getting double duty. So I would say doing 4 of these on an ordinary box fan could make a huge difference. And of course, they're easy to change out because you can just lift them off and bring 2 more in. So 8 of these bottles would probably get you through at least a solid 12 hours of cooling. Now these water bottles don't just have ordinary water in them. There's a very specific item that I've added to it. Now if you grew up in maybe the 60s, 70s, maybe even the 80s, you probably remember making homemade ice cream using one of the old style ice cream rotation things that has the motor on the top, or possibly a hand crank, which is a nightmare in itself. But you're going to be putting salt, just like you use rock salt in one of those old-fashioned ice cream makers. You're going to be putting anywhere from 3 to 4 tablespoons of salt per size bottle like this. So I'd say per cup and a half. And something like this, you're going to be putting a lot more. So just increase the dosage of salt. Just ordinary common table salt, that'll make the ice melt more slowly. It may take more energy in your freezer to freeze these, so you may need to cut your deep freeze or your refrigerator down just a little bit and make it sure it freezes it solid, so you can kind of get an idea by just squeezing it once you get it out and make sure it's completely solid. Now let's talk about how to attach just an ordinary common water bottle to one of our desk fans here, and it does the same duty as our massive ice blocks we have here. Remember, there's another important thing to remember, is you want to make sure if you have children, pets, dogs that may be rambunctious, they knock the fan over, it can make a really big mess as this bottle is sweating. So you want to make sure that it's safe. You can attach a wood board to the bottom of these box fans to make it more stable and much more difficult to knock over. All right, so what we're going to do on our common water bottle, we're going to take a short zip tie, and I'm going to take one of these picture hangers. You can buy these. I have tons of these around the house because we're always needing them, so I just keep them in my storage box. But we're going to take this and put our zip tie, and we're going to try to do this without, I'm having to look at the camera and do this at the same time. So we're tightening it down on the top of the bottle, and you can cut off the excess if you want to. But this is what makes this so easy. Now we have, let me see if I can find my scissors. We're going to cut this off so it's not in the way, so you can get a better idea. Now, it's very easy to come in, hang one of these. Let's see if I can do this with one take, and just remove it as needed. Remember, try not to let, this is actually an outdoor, so I'm not so worried about any moisture getting in here because it's specifically made for outdoor use, like on screen porches or anything like that. So that, let me see if I can angle the camera up just a little bit there. So that way it is hanging there. Do a test run to make sure that your picture hanger is not going to be hit by the fan. But once you put 2 on there, you have that cooling effect. This would be for probably a small bedroom or anything like that. The box fan could probably handle up to a small den, a kitchen area, maybe like my little shop here. It makes it quite a bit different. That's why I've got the temperature down 10 degrees below the outdoor temperature. It's a little cloudy today, so that helped as well. But this is an easy setup. Again, these right here, you can use these. You can take something like a bread tie and tie it around there like that. See, I know I'm off camera there. Let me see if I can get you where you can see that. And we do the same thing with a paper clip. See, I'm going to spin this around where you can see exactly what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to take our paper clip, do the exact same thing, and you don't have to remove these. That's the great thing about it. If you attach these permanently to your fan, you'd have to keep going back and forth and removing them. So let's tie our bread tie there. And so you can freeze and refreeze and easily put this on your fan and take it back off. So there you go. We've got it ready to go, and you can adjust this. Just make sure that your piece of your paper clip is out of the way of the fan, as I said just a second ago. Let me move this camera right back up there. Same exact thing. You're just testing it in different spots. Now it's hanging on the fan. It's going to pull cool air through. We're going to do a test on our larger floor fan to see if we can see a quick temperature drop from the air going in and then coming out. Of course, we're not extremely hot in the building because I've been running one of these all afternoon, and it's made a huge difference, a 10-degree difference actually, 10, 12 degrees, something like that. Now I'll give you a view from the back here. We've taken 4 of these, the type that I've showed you. There's a link in the description if you'd like to buy these types. I've taken some just ordinary paper clips. I'm going to put our thermometer right in front of it and let it go for a little while and see what our temperature does as far as the drop goes. Again, you have to buy these, but your water bottle is something you're going to throw away. You could do the same exact attachment as I showed you with the zip ties, putting your paper clip or picture hanger in there, and you can just take and remove these so they're not permanently attached. You can easily remove them. Go put the ones you're taking off that have melted into the freezer, then bring the ones you have in the freezer back out. So you're kind of rotating it. If you're in the middle of a power outage, any kind of disaster, this will make a huge difference because your freezer will actually keep things frozen for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, depending on the temperature in your house. So many times when we've had a power outage, our freezer was still just fine. You want to open it and close it very quickly. You don't want to let any of the hot air in, but just changing these out, it would only take a second to go into your freezer and do that. So you might have maybe 10, 12, even 15, even 20 of these. It'll make a difference over a period of hours or even days. Okay, I've got our little demonstration area set up here. We've got our fan ready to go. Again, make sure you put a towel below it because these things are going to be sweating, dripping. If you're using these, the water bottles or the large 1 gallon size, all 3 of them are going to need a towel below them, at least in my area. So maybe in Arizona, maybe it's different. Maybe you don't have as much moisture in there and the dripping will not happen quite as bad. Maybe it will just evaporate. Now, what we've got here is we're showing our outside temperature of 82, interior 74. We went up a couple of degrees since I cut the fans off. I'm going to cut the fan back on and do a little bit of fast forward motion so you can get an idea of how long it takes to drop from 74 down to whatever it might be. So guys, we finally hit 70 degrees in here. This is a 16 by 16 shed, minimal insulation, and it's really high ceilings in here. There's no attic insulation at all. So getting it down to 70 on a day where we actually hit 93 as the high midnight temperature, or to 3 a.m. was probably in the high 70s. So whether you're using a desktop fan, floor fan, or even one of these old-fashioned box fans, it really makes a huge difference to put the ice in, specifically making sure that you're adding the 2 to 3 tablespoons per cup of water to your bottles to make sure that it melts much slower. It may take more energy to freeze it, may take longer, but it makes a huge difference. So another thing is these 2 fans on the left, they are oscillating fans, so they're going to move the cool air around the room and you'll feel a lot cooler feeling as the minutes and hours tick by. So remember, this is great for a longer period, overnight, if you have a power outage or something like that, any kind of emergency. So just try any one of these methods and you'll have a great way to cool your home or apartment in case of an emergency. Guys, I really appreciate you for watching. If you'll look in the link in the description, I'll put things like the floor fan, this type of fan, the cooling type of products. They sell these on Amazon. I think I might have actually bought these at Walmart, but I use them all the time when I'm working out in the workshop here. I just stick them in my freezer, bring them out here, and I can change them out if I'm going to be spending 3, 4, 5 hours working on a project. So guys, I really appreciate you watching, and have a great day.